We're chatting with the newest member of the Broncos offensive line, Graham Glasgow. Graham, before we get on football here, I just wanted to ask you how you and your family are doing during this strange time.
I think we're holding on pretty well. I think I was kind of preparing for this over the past few years. I've been referred to as like the takeout, carry out king. I very rarely eat in. Me and my wife and Gordy have been affected less by this than a lot of other people and a lot of other families.
Would you say you're a bit of a homebody then? You like to just hang out at home then?
Yeah, I like to hang out at home, or I think I just like to be around the family, and we don't like to leave Gordy for long periods of time. He has a little bit of separation anxiety, so he can get a little weird sometimes. But
my family and I, especially Gordy, even though he might not really look it right now, are fired up to be a part of the Broncos organization, to become a part of the city.
We saw your post on Twitter the other day. I think Broncos country is excited about you joining the team, but they might be more excited about Gordy.
I can't blame him. But yeah, we're all super excited, and I think that he's going to love it out there with all the awesome parks that are around, and it turns out to be a real great move for our entire family.
Denver is very dog friendly, but other than that, why did you feel like the Broncos were the best fit for you?
I really thought, growing up, like, you hear a lot about the Broncos, and I remember being in like elementary school, and we would go out there and play football in recess or whatever, and we would be choosing teams, and this one kid would always be like, "I'm the Broncos," and I'd be like, "Okay, that's cool." Like, I didn't really understand I didn't watch a ton of football growing up, but I just know that it's a winning organization and a great team, and it's a place that I really wanted to be.
You guys played out here at the end of last season with the Lions. How would you describe the atmosphere at the stadium?
I thought that it was almost electric. I thought that the fans were really, really into the game. They ended up winning the game, so I could see why they were into the game. But I thought that, the energy was there, and I thought that it was just an awesome environment to play in.
I think one of the things the Broncos really like about you is how durable you are. I think you only missed 2 games in your entire career. Why do you feel like you're always out there ready to go on Sundays?
Typically, there's almost no reasons that I will ever come off the field. If I can play, I'm out there, and it's not even, for me. I almost feel like it's not an option to not play, and that's just kind of the way that I came out of college and have always just been. I don't know. It's just there have been times where I probably shouldn't have played, but I did. But and those usually didn't end up being awesome performances. But I feel like if I can give the team the best option to win, I want to be out there.
Right now, the Broncos have an opening at right guard and at center. Where do you feel like you're more comfortable?
Honestly, I feel like I can play both positions pretty comfortably, very comfortably, and I think that that's something that the coaches are going to have to find out. I'm open to doing both. Hey, sorry about that.
No, is that Gordy? You could show us what's Gordy's up to there if you want to.
Yeah, my brother Ryan just came over. He's staying. Sorry, Ryan, I'm on a call. Take it easy. All right, thank you. All right, so what was the question?
No, I was saying, but it's pretty different playing center versus guard, though, right? It's a different mentality.
Well, I think that what makes I think that guard, you do a lot less thinking and you can just kind of go out there and play. But I think that the reality of the situation is that a lot of 3 techniques are better at rushing the passer than nose tackles. So you're not always getting help when you're a guard, and I think that that's what makes pass protection a lot more challenging. But in the run game and mentally, I think that the center typically has a harder job. So it's just, there's a lot of give and take.
The Broncos offensive line coach, Mike Munchak, is pretty well regarded around the NFL. What do you think it's going to be like playing for him?
I'm really excited. I think that it's going to be a great time, and I think that, I'm very open to coaching, and I'm really, really looking forward to what he can do to help me get better as a player.
When you were looking at teams during free agency, why do you feel like the Broncos give you a good shot to win moving forward here?
Well, I feel like they have the foundation of a really, really good team, and I think that that's something. I mean, you look at their defense, you see all the awesome names that they have coming off the edge, rushing the passer, and I mean, you look at the offense and seeing what Drew Lock could do this past season, like in limited action coming in late in the year. He was 4-1, and I know that the Broncos started out the year particularly bad. A lot of teams would shut it down at that point in time, and I think that shows a lot about the character of the team and how they're buying into the coaching, and I think that that's something that was very appealing to me.
Have you had a chance to talk with John Elway or Vic Fangio during this process?
I was able to talk with them a little bit, but it's kind of been hard to not really reach people, but it's just hard for everybody to kind of get on the same page when they're not all in the same building. But I had a short conversation with them both, and they seemed very, very excited, and I mean, it only makes me more excited.
Was it cool to talk to John Elway, especially since you mentioned kids at recess were being the Broncos?
Yeah, I mean, like it's definitely cool. I mean, you see like all these like NFL like countdowns of like greatest quarterbacks, and you see all these. Well, I mean, you just go through NFL history, and the Broncos won quite a few Super Bowls, and he was at the helm of it. And I think that it's really cool to see how you can go from being an awesome quarterback and then becoming GM of a team. I think that in itself is super impressive.
Now, you're from the Midwest. You went to Michigan for college and then started your career in Detroit. What do you think the move is going to be like coming to the mountains here in Colorado?
Well, my mouth is going to be dry, so I might just wear one of those camel packs around at all times, just in the building and maybe even in the games. But other than that, I think that that's just something I'm just going to have to get used to, and I mean, I'm just looking forward to it.
Well, I think that Broncos country is super excited to have you, Graham. Hopefully you can stay safe during this time, and we look forward to get a chance to meet you once you're actually here in Denver.
Great, I appreciate that, and I hope you stay safe too.